Hey, before we jump into the meat and potatoes of the actual video, I wanted to level set real quick, get in some disclaimers in the fine print. The opinions and views expressed in the rest of this video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not speak for the companies I review. My sources are up to and including Facebook, red flag, YouTube, red flag, and general snooping around and investigating on my own due diligence. I encourage all of you, do your own independent due diligence. The opinions and views expressed are not directly related from the company. I do not speak for Shearex. The people that I've interviewed and my sources are not the end-all be-all spokesman for the company. Everything that I've gathered is purely for entertainment purposes and just my general due diligence that I did. I am not a paid endorser. I am paid on YouTube. This is not a demo unit. This is a unit that was purchased by the company I am president for. This unit was purchased at fair market value with no discounts from anyone other than my dealer, who discounted it a little off of manufacturer suggested retail price, as most dealers do. I got no special pricing. I got no special discounts. I did receive a free hat. Pretty sure it was buried somewhere in the cost of this unit. I did not go to any manufacturer and specifically try to make sure or verify any of the information contained in this video is accurate or not. This is just some of my thoughts that I'm generally putting out there. Please do your own due diligence. Sit back and enjoy the video for entertainment purposes. Cheers, guys.
Now,
oh, there's the electrical thing, huh?
that's my electrical harness. Now this here, we're gonna start with this here. This, when you unhook your head and hook your head up, always shut the machine down.
Okay.
Always shut the engine down. Yeah. And this has to be very clean. This is your high flow fitting here. Okay? If you don't know about it, there's one good feature that Takahashi has. What it has here, this lever here, you see when I'm going to hook up this, it's going to push that, okay? If something ever happened that came undone, it'll shut off the head. You won't blow a motor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put the case strain in first or last?
No,
or...
I put the return first. This one here.
Okay.
Okay. So, there. When you can turn that there, that means it's hooked up, see?
Okay. The little cutout there.
Yeah. If this got bent, I think this got bent. That's what's stopping me.
Oh, yeah, I see. Sure.
Yeah. That happens with used machine. That's the number 10. When that's hang in there, yeah, that might be it. I think it's a number 10.
I got all of them except a number 10. How long you been doing this, Victor?
Oh, 17, 18 years.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Where'd you start?
I started with Dennis Imhoff. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a lot of traffic here.
Yeah. Yeah, they're also nuts, too. Not in the good nuts either.
Coming here, the traffic was almost to a stop.
Yeah. Yeah, our problem is people are too cautious, too reserved, they drive scared.
Yeah.
So then the one scared person leads to another scared person. It's a train wreck.
What we're gonna do now, just to let you know, a lot of people does it. What I'd like to do, what I'd really like to do from here, from here to there, I would like to put that into a hose. You don't have any kind of hose here, right? Like sometimes people will have leftover, like
hydraulic line,
or a garden hose.
Yeah, I got some fuel line from the race car.
Yeah, well, that would.
Yeah, let me go take a look.
As long as this would fit in it.
Yep. Yep.
You got a race car or what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell, you got the perfect thing there.
We should be able to make something work. It's all just scrap. I'm wondering if this one wouldn't be just about good enough.
As long as it fits in there. Now, I know if you're a race car driver, you must have a test light.
Oh, yeah. So this is usually what I call a test light.
Yeah, that's a test light. That's what I want. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope this being a used machine that we're going to have power to that plug.
You wouldn't believe the luck I've had the last couple weeks. Oh, I've had so much bad luck.
Really?
It's time for a little bit of good luck.
That's good. That's
Guarantee.
Yeah, I hope I'm the one that's going to bring it. Now, I wrap this in there so it stays out of that way there.
Ain't nothing to it, right?
Well, you know, that could have turned bad because, you know, a used machine, you never know, a used machine, they could have ripped that up. I'm telling you.
That's why when I ordered it, I wanted the 5 hose for the door, the other 2 for the door. And he's like, yeah, we can do that. And I talked to you, and you're like, no, it comes with a diverter, and it goes electric. I went, oh, okay.
Well, no, you're just as good there because, see, there, you got your function right there. You're going to like that, you know.
Yeah, I like it until something goes wrong, and then I can't see it. See, with hydraulics, if it's leaking or broken or not hooked up, well, you can see the hose is broken or something like that.
Yeah,
electronics,
but you got a test light.
Oh, yeah.
You can test it here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you when I'm hooked up. If you lose your power, I'm going to show you I got a test light right there.
Okay.
It built in.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and let's do a bird's eye. When Vick said that there is a test light that he can check to make sure that we're getting signal to the diverter valve right here to control the door open and closing. If you press up or press down, you will see these light up. That is how you know you have connectivity to at least your up or your down to your diverter valve to control your door without use of a test light. I also thought that was kind of neat. What I was really after were a couple selling points. One was a liner. So I already own a Fecon. I already have a Fecon and a Bobcat and that kind of stuff. It's new, I just bought it last year. But I get worried because I get into subsoiling for roots. We have an infestation of English buckthorn, and I try to get into the roots and stuff. So I needed a removable liner, I needed a door, and I needed something that could run carbides also. So between the 15 different ones, started looking around, and CMOF was definitely up there.
Well, see, you know the history of this, right?
I don't know nothing.
This is a newborn this is a newborn CMOF. I'm CMOF for 18 years.
Okay.
I was with CMOF for a long, long time. And then CMOF is the top of the line Mulcher, you know.
Yeah, I keep being told that.
Well, the thing is, right now, what you bought here is a newborn CMOF. You probably don't know the history, but 5.5 years ago,
okay,
Laurent, the creator of CMOF, Denis CMOF, well, he got sick, he went to the hospital, but he never came out. He died.
Oh.
So he had we had such a nice team. Employees that was there for years, you know. Nobody in that small town in Quebec, nobody quits. The only way they quit is health or in a casket, you know. So anyway, we had the perfect team. The only thing, Laurent, his wife, Monique, she was in the office, but nobody, she was like behind closed doors.
Now, some things that were discussed while Vick was here, you know, they're just going to have to stay between 2 guys and a beer. I am not going to ambush a guy, put him on camera, and then put words in his mouth or think that it's not going to come out on, social media, this, that, and other thing. So there's a few things that might get paraphrased from him and I's meeting. There are things that maybe I'll interject that I did a little, snooping around and came to my own conclusions. Who said what? What opinions were shared? That's going to have to stay with me, because the last thing I'm going to do is try to incriminate someone who had no idea that we were going to do a photo shoot. So the story goes, how I've researched it, a guy built up a company, did great. The Seamoff name, premier in the industry, right? Got sick. Family-owned business. It went to Mama, and Mama, for whatever reason, at the end of the day, decided it was time to sell. Now, I believe she owned it for a few months, maybe 4. One of the brothers, I believe his name was Frederick, wanted to buy the company. Mama, I believe, sold it to Rayco. Why? What the deals were? You'll have to ask her. All I know is one day someone came in to say, I'm going to buy your company. The next day, they bought it.
But anyway, Laurent was so nice. Anyway, so he passed away, and then it was so sudden, and we went to the funeral and all that, and so we were wondering what was going to happen with the company. Another son, Frederick, that was just like his dad, a replica of his dad. So Frederick wanted to buy that, the whole friggin' thing, the whole thing, with quite a setup. So Monique said, no, I'm not going to sell it to you. He said, I don't want to sell it to you. So Frederick says, that so? Well, he said, then I'm going to quit and start my own business. So anyway, so make a long story short, Rayco,
Mobark, yep.
Mobark, which is now Denisimov, but that's where every year they would go see Laurent while he was alive to buy us out, because Rayco needed something to put them on top of the ladder. They needed something with a big name, a big seller. So anyway, they went there when they found out Monique had it, and Rayco went there, and they went there on Friday, and Monday they took ownership at quick. We didn't even know about it until Monday. If we would have known about it, we would have bought it. So that was a shock. So now Rayco, what Rayco said to all the employees, you guys got a job for 3 years, because all the Canadian at the factory. So now Rayco says, well, Vick, you have a job with us. And I said, no, I think I'm going to retire. No, they said, you have to come with us. And so I accepted, and the salary, they had to talk me into a good salary, which they did, Anyway,
Sure.
So for 7 months, I had the hardest time I ever had in my life. The cutter head was vibrating. I scrapped 9 cutter heads, scrapped. They went in the shredder. And then, the quality went way down. What they should have done, what they did 7 months after, well, anyway, make a long story short, what they should have done is send some of their U.S. guys, like the balancing, the welding, everything,
Fabrication.
Well, to learn about the metric system. So when everything landed there, they couldn't even figure out the metric system.
Under new ownership, manufacturing changed from Quebec to America. I'm American. I have a lot of pride in Made in America. When a new company takes ownership of an older company, and we happen to get into, imperial and metric, issues can happen. Engineering philosophies can change. Manufacturing, QA, QC can change. There's all sorts of information out there. Toyota Quality Management, TQM. I went to Shanghai, China. I went and visited manufacturing plants trying to learn Kaizen, lean manufacturing, drum buffer rope, 5S, you name it. I get it. I understand it. How if you're going to bring in, quality from one plant, you can't just move it and expect to get the same quality. You got to train up all the workers, all the fabricators, all the welders, etc., etc. As Vic says, long story short, there were some growing pains in the transition. There's been, documentation of the black cutter head and the gray cutter head, and I know exactly what some references are being made to. Whether it's Vic, whether it was on internet, whether it was folklore, whether it was other operators venting. Yeah, there were a few growing pains, a couple bumps in the road. I believe they've all gotten straightened out now, but at the time, that's what happened.
It's a mess.
Sounds like the Hubble telescope.
Anyway,
sure.
So here I am, I never went. They wanted me to go to Ohio right away. I never went there. I kept on going because I had a lot of customer to do, Even the head they were making in Canada while Rayco was owning them. So I still had, that was good. It was the gray head. That was good. So I kept on going, and then Rayco started making some, and that's when the hell broke loose. They would say, oh, it's the customer's fault, it's the teeth and all that. So I knew better than that.
Yeah, you got a lot of experience, yeah.
Anyway, so 7 months after, guess what they did? They went to Canada and they said, everybody out. We're moving everything to Ohio. So they did. So as soon as I found that out, I went and I took a flight to Rayco. They wanted me there because they had bought me a new truck, which I didn't want a new truck, but anyway, they bought me a new truck. They wanted me there, and they wanted me to spend 2 weeks there, and I knew what they wanted. They wanted all my ideas of what you see in here.
Intellectual property.
Yeah. So the second day, it didn't go well. The second day, that didn't go good. Anyway, so I went, and then for the whole week they kept me there. I knew what they wanted. They wanted my ideas for the future. Like this is a newborn CMOF. I'm telling you, like I could show you a lot of stuff that's my idea and our old team. So
yeah, I'll pick your brain on that in a little bit.
When I got done there, thank God I did not tell them what I had in mind at all. So right there and then I resigned. And they said, you can't now resign. I said, I'm resigning today. And so actually, so they says, go to the motel and we're going to buy you supper and all that. They sent one of the high, anyway. So they tried to talk me out of it.
Schmooze ya.
I'm stubborn. Yeah, I'm Canadian and I'm stubborn. Yeah. And I told them no. I said,
you got that in common.
And, and I, in my mind, I knew what they had done to my people. So I said to myself at the motel that night, I said to myself, once I get all these ideas done, they might do the same to me. You never know, Mm-hmm. But anyway, so the next morning, I went and I turned in my phone, my toolbox. I had a toolbox like that. I turned that in. They said, no, you can't do it. You're not serious. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
we had our negotiation time, and you didn't come through on it.
And that was the end of it. But all this time, what I was thinking is put our old team back together. So that's what we done. So this is a newborn CMOF, really. Yeah.
I like you guys already.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm going to show you a few things that.
Let's pause right there. The ones who know the work the best are closest to the work. Whichever head, whichever tractor, whichever paint color you choose, the manufacturers that I like dealing with listen to the end user and incorporate end users' thoughts, ideas, engineering into the design to help everything get better. Shearex. There was a lot of end user and or service field technician input coming back into the office, and the office did something with it. The engineers did something with it. The owner, the project manager, the accountants, all of them back in the office did something to help me, the guy, out working with the attachment. Those are the companies that are so great to find. I found a couple in my business, and I'm gonna stay with them. Promise you. Hey, another thing. This isn't a 100-hour review. This isn't a 3-year review. This is just an overview right after unboxing this machine. I have a little bit, but very little seat time in operating this mulcher on this carrier. I can't speak to longevity, I can't speak to maintenance, I can't speak to how well it's gonna actually work. This is literally the day after unboxing and tuning. Take that for what it's worth.
Like here, the seam-off, the line came up here, okay? We had 45 degrees here.
Yep, I've seen a lot of that.
We had 90 degrees, okay?
90 is no good.
Well, you know, for years we had that, okay?
Yeah.
But we learned that was creating heat and restriction. We didn't
Agreed.
want that. Now the
100%.
hose here, every week you had to open that cover. You couldn't even see that motor because here there was a big hole. We put rubber in there, but it wouldn't last. And now I'm the one that thought of this. This is good.
Let me take a look.
The hose were coming out here before on the seam-off.
Oh yeah, you got to go in a straight through connection, just boom, boom, boom.
Yep. So, and I had done that to a few seam-off that I had the cover here, and I had made a hole that's like this, just like this.
Yeah.
And it worked so good. Everybody was so glad of that, you know.
Your valve block, as I'll call it, on the motor has your hoses going straight, not at a 90 degrees up or anything else. The more bends, the more radiuses, the more 90 degrees you have in a high flow, high pressure situation, you will create heat and back pressure, reducing your gallons per minute. The straighter you can keep all of your hydraulics, the better it is for pressure and volume.
Now another thing with a seam-off is
so you guys manufacture your own valve block. This is just a valve block, correct?
That's our own block, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's no big deal.
Seam-off, you did not have this door here for access for me.
Okay.
Now another thing, we did not have this. This is a test port for your cage drain. We always had to take the line out and put a gauge here and an adapter. No more of that. I asked for that. Now here, there's another hole here for access. Yep. Don't have that. Now another thing is here, this valve here, we're the only one that does that. Now Rayco heard that we done this, split a motor in half.
Jeez.
Or if not, they'll blow a shaft seal.
Shaft seal, I hear that a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know why?
I don't know, but they give you tools to change them. It happens so much.
No, we never yet in 3 years blew a shaft seal. Never.
On a Shearex?
Yeah, never.
Oh.
I shouldn't tell you that, but anyway. And the secret is here, right here. See this check valve here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this check valve here, I could unhook the return line right here. I could unhook that, tell you to fire up.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You deadhead it.
Yeah, no. You're not gonna. Yeah, you're gonna deadhead it, but the oil is gonna come out here. But you're gonna save your $9,000 motor.
Oh.
The motor.
Oh.
You don't know how many people with seam-off would blow their motor.
I'm coming around now. I totally get it.
The shaft seal will let go at 60 psi on cage drain pressure.
Okay.
This is a 50
So your pressure relief is below your fail point.
Coming out here,
God damn.
that saves your motor or a shaft seal.
It's so simple.
It's simple, but you have to think of it. And believe me, we thought about it, and we lost a lot of night sleep until we found the right valve.
So,
Yeah.
and that you have had to know that for decades.
Oh yeah.
And
the
no one in
reason
the
why-
office,
reason
the
why-
office wouldn't listen to you?
Well, see, the thing is, when you have ideas and all that, it takes a while to make it, and you only learn with experience. You know.
Oh, 100%.
It's like you cannot change things overnight because you have so much stuff on the shelf already made. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's the best thing. Now Rayco just found out what we're doing. So they're trying to install one that looks like mine, but not quite as efficient.
About a year ago, they decided to put a shaft seal overpressure relief valve in their units, doing a fundamental change. For a long established company, why would CMOF change? Guess competition ain't always that bad.
But they're working on it.
Sure.
Yeah, because they're selling motors left and right. And shaft seal, oh my God. And
The motor's not cheap.
Huh?
Motors are not cheap.
Well, no, this motor is $9,000.
Right?
Yeah. But, and then the shaft seal, when you blow a shaft seal, it's going to fill up this compartment here. And it's going to put you
It's
down
gonna
for a
make
day.
it mess.
For a day.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the shaft seal, I can change the shaft seal in 20 minutes. It's not hard to change. I changed so many of them. But no more. With Shearex, I never changed the seal yet. Never. Go ahead and engage it. Wide open.
Half throttle.
Perfect.
All right.
So you know what I do with that?
Throw it away.
Because
Okay.
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to show you my way of sharpening, which everybody that's been in the business, after I show them that, they say, why didn't we think of that? You know, if I wouldn't be here, I know how you're going to sharpen. You're going to sharpen just for today, okay? You're going to sharpen like this, okay? Me, I cheat. This is only for today. Me, I'm going to sharpen this teeth for 2 weeks ahead. So now, go ahead and run this a couple days or a day or whatever. Most of the time, people sharpen every day. If they run 8 to 10 hours, they touch them up, you know. But the way that I'm going to show you, your first sharpening, do what I'm going to show you. After that, 15 minutes, you're done. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I cheat and because I know which way my teeth's is heading. So, well, me, I don't spend much time there. You're going to see this. I always start high, all the time.
Oh, okay.
Every time, start high. This line's going to disappear.
So what Victor is describing is this line right here is going to disappear as he is sharpening. What he's told me to do is come up higher on the knife and start up higher. Effectively, what we have going on is we are going to start trimming and sharpening like this, where this ridge is going to come down, and after the sharpening it's going to start looking like so and so and so. We start using up the tooth and it starts coming back this way. we'll have less area to start sharpening. That's why he's saying he sharpens 2 weeks. But we're going to test that theory, and we're going to see if taking out this ridge, sharpening up higher on the knife and coming down at an angle will help us have a longer knife edge.
I sharpened that teeth for 2 weeks ahead for you. Now, the reason why, okay, let me tell you, let's say you never met me, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna go mulching for 2-3 weeks. You're gonna spend time here. At one point, you gotta get past this. So now, if I would come here in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and you'd be mulching, what you're trying to do, you're running out of this, and then this here, you're not hitting the wood anymore. You're hitting the wood with this. Because a lot of time I get to the customer and he hasn't done what I just showed him. This is all shiny. This is trying to cut because the heel is hidden. Yeah, get rid of it. It's only in the mold. I'd like to get rid of it in the mold, but they can't. So get rid of it. And now the time to get rid of it is when the teeth is new, like your first sharpening. Now here, every time you fire this, you got it made. All you have to do is shine it up. That's it.
Really?
You never sharpen here.
Because that tool wants you to come down flat, like that, right? But you're saying just take out this ridge right here.
You're not hurting the angle. You're
Okay.
just taking this off.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of people have been mulching for 3-4 years and they never thought of that. And they say, why didn't we think of that? After they see me do this, they always thank me. They say, why the hell did we think of that?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can totally see it. Otherwise, you're just chasing,
Yeah.
you know, the thick
At
metal
one point,
coming down.
You're going to have to take a half a day. If I wouldn't show you that, you're going to have to take a half a day off
Yeah.
and straighten it out. But right now, if you do it for the first, and every time you sharpen, don't spend much time here. It's a mulcher. Don't bring it sharp. See how sharp that is?
Yeah,
Don't try to bring it that sharp.
Okay.
Me, I don't have any choice because it's a brand new teeth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the best pad. I'm telling you. You can try all the pads you want. You're going to come back to this.
Okay.
This, everybody uses that. We ran some tests. I'm not for DeWalt more than Milwaukee. On the big cutter head, we found 42 teeth. That's the only one you can sharpen 42 teeth and still hold it in your hand. All the other ones, they melt. Catch on fire, they melt. We tried them all. We tried everyone. That's the only one that made the test. Make sure it's 3M and 36 grit.
Okay.
I don't care if you'll learn by yourself. Don't buy the blue one. The blue one is for stainless. Don't buy those.
You want to show me how to change a tooth real quick?
Oh, you don't know how to change a teeth?
Well, I not as good as you, I know that.
No, well, it's easy. All you have to do.
I got a breaker bar and stuff.
Well, you don't have to. All you have to do is undo that. And here, see, you don't have to hold the head.
Okay.
It's holding it for itself and the teeth. Undo this, and it falls right out. That's it.
That's it? Nothing
There's a big
special?
washer. You know, there's a washer just like I showed you there. You know, a no-lock washer.
Mm-hmm.
That washer has to be there. But the only thing, I need to tell you this, glad you mentioned it. You got brand new, we give you some bolts and nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't waste those. You're going to be able to probably wear about 8 to 10 sets of teeth with these bolts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't waste those.
Okay.
The only reason you're going to use your new one is if you mess up the thread here, which, you know, if with the sand and all that, sometime it'll mess that up, and at one point you're going to have to change them, you know. So, now, don't forget, this been torqued at 525 foot-pound.
525. Okay.
525, okay? Now, a bolt that's been torqued, never put that nut with this bolt. Always change them one at a time to put them back together the way they came out. Any bolt that's been torqued, don't mix them up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because
Sure.
you will not keep them tight. Yeah. That's a used bolt. The new one doesn't matter, you know. Yeah.
Used bolt, used nut have to go together. 525. Is there anything special with this breakaway thing when you change the tooth?
No, you don't touch that. That
Don't
stays
touch
there.
it.
That stays there.
Okay.
That stays there. Yep. Yeah, that's easy to change. You know, if I have my impact, zoop, it's 1, 2, 3. My wife could change that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is your safety shim. Like here. See what I'm talking about? Like it's got slanted.
Yep.
Okay. And the thing is when you hit something. Okay. Now this is how it goes, like this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and if you see, you might not be able to see it, but you see how it's slanted there, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you hit something really hard that is going to break that teeth, well, this is going to break. Okay. This goes flying. You might never find that again.
Okay.
That's why we give you some extra one. So if it breaks, take a little nut and put it over the broken stud.
Yep.
And weld it in the middle and extract it. It's easy to extract.
Sure.
Now, when you put it back together, this has to be like that. That's a really, really aggressive lock washer.
Lock nut. Yeah,
And the
lock
hair,
washer.
you're going to put this at 100 foot-pound of torque.
Okay.
And never put Loctite on this. See, the reason why it's so easy to extract, it don't have much thread.
Couple threads.
Yeah,
Sure.
so you may never use it, or you may use it the first day. You never know.
It's where your luck is.
Yeah. But it's 100 foot-pound of torque. Now here, this is the socket that we manufacture to change your teeth. Okay? Me in my truck, I have a Milwaukee M18. Okay? 3/4 inch impact. Only Milwaukee makes this. You can program it with this for 525 foot-pound of torque.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I use all the time, man. And I'm telling you, it's only the 3/4 inch impact. Do your homework. Don't buy the 1/2 inch. You cannot do that with the 1/2 inch. But the 3/4 inch, you get 2 big batteries, the charger, and the tool itself for $550, something like that.
Okay.
And you
Save
can
you a lot
set
of
your
time.
torque with your Bluetooth. Yeah.
Technology's crazy.
Yeah.
A look at the tooth pocket pinch block with the carbide is the same basic principle. A machine surface, they mate down like that. Some immovable object gets in contact with the carbide kicks this goes flying. There may or may not be the threads down in here. Take the threads out, put a new pinch block with a new knife or carbide, and you're rocking and rolling.
Like these 2 teeth, they'll put carbide on the end.
Okay.
Okay? Me, myself, I never do that. The reason they do that, there's 2 reasons they do that. It's a little hard to go with the grinder here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful not to hit the wall. And another thing is this teeth here, you're going to see after 60 hours, 50 hours, you're going to see this teeth is going to wear like this.
Oh, and a diagonal?
Yeah. This is going to wear straight, real straight. This teeth and the other one, and just like that end. And the reason for that, you know why, right?
Probably rocks or
No.
something.
This teeth here works harder than this one. But this teeth, that teeth sends all her material to that teeth.
Oh, it
You
kicks
know,
it
we're
to
on
the
a
out?
spiral design, right?
I don't know much.
We're on a spiral design. That's
Okay.
why that teeth works harder than the middle one. But everything walks to the end. That's why we're the champion or the Cadillac of the mulch. You're going to see how fine the mulch is with this.
Okay.
Very, very fine. Fine enough that you can put the mulch in your chicken pen or your hamster cage. You know, that's how fine it is. We even finer than seam off. You know,
Okay.
Because of the angle of our teeth. We change the angle of the teeth. Seam-off bites a little more aggressive. It's harder on the machine, and the thing is if you grab more, it cannot chew as quick, as good. So we grab a little less, it's easier on the machine, and it mulches a lot finer.
Okay.
People always said the Shearex is the best looking mulch. You know, you'll see.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else with the rotor design, or?
Well, no, it's like the rotor design. I think I showed you. We're bomb-proof here.
Yeah.
Compared to the competition, you know.
Sure.
And the thing is, when you do that, when you added this, our drum is a little heavier, but once you got the momentum is everything. You know that.
Sure. Yep.
It's like
Get that inertia going.
You know, momentum is
Yeah.
what you want. So once you get the momentum going, it's hard to stop it. You know, so that, you know, there's a lot of experience behind it that, you know, that we learn as, you know, in 20 years that we learn.
Yeah.
You know, in the mulch. And, you know, with Canada, we're very strong in the forestry. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about the
And the liner?
liner? Yes, thank you.
If you ever need a liner, make sure you tell them you have a DR. There's not the same liner for the SR than the DR. You know that, right? Because the DR,
don't know
liner
much.
comes all the way here.
Okay. Oh, so it's shorter.
Because of the door. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
How do you change it? Is
The
just
liner is very easy to change. Right here. See
just
these
these
bolts
top
here?
bolts?
You only got 5 bolts. Okay.
Okay.
Now here, see the back of it? See the back there?
Yeah.
It's called an anvil. It's a 3-piece bar. Okay? That's a cutter bar. That's gonna wear. When you replace the liner, you replace that. So when you take that off, see the head of the bolt? These bolts gonna be all trash.
Okay.
Oh yeah, bolts are cheap. Those
Yeah.
bolts are cheap. So you're gonna put all new bolts with the 3-piece anvil. This is a 3-piece, see?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Now, the liner on the seam-off takes a day to change. This one here, in about probably 3/4 of an hour is changed.
Okay.
Because we're not bolting the back. It's just tucked in behind there.
Oh, just pinched in there
Yeah.
with the anvil.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's kind of handy.
Yep. The seam-off, you had almost to take the motor off to take the liner out.
Okay.
This is easy to change. Very easy. It's fun to change these.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see here, you don't have much sand, I don't think. Like Florida, a liner like that, 1,200 hours it's gone
Yeah.
with the white sand, you know. But them, they don't complain about it because they were born there. And if you take a dozer or a dozer blade, a cutting edge, a grater, everything wears.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
quicker than here.
What's this little door for?
That's if you're gonna remove the drum.
Oh.
So the drum comes out.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I know. Well, if you use the right grease, you'll never have to, you know, you'll never see your bearings, I don't think.
3 pumps, Lucas Green.
Yeah. But that's the best, and it will mix with mine. So.
What's your thoughts on the quick connectors versus a screw-in style?
That's trash. I hate them. I shouldn't tell you that, but I hate it. I hate them.
You're honest. Okay.
That is a heat builder.
Okay.
Matter of fact, used to be with the seam off, I would have to take this off to check my cage drain pressure, okay? When it was hot, I'd have to take it out again. And this here, you could not stand to hold this in your hand. It would burn you.
Mm.
So that's a heat builder. That's what heats your oil. Quick coupler, I hit him.
Okay.
I just hit him. Did nothing but trouble.
Yeah, it's loose already, huh?
Oh yeah, well that's quick coupler for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people want that because they got other attachment, and they would have to put those 2 sheets. 2 sheets the best. 2 sheets like a straight pipe.
Okay.
Go around with 2 sheets. That's the best. That's made for the forestry guy.
Okay.
That's like a straight pipe. No restriction.
When-
And if you ever change that, You don't have to retune it. It don't change nothing to what I done there.
Oh, I don't. Okay, that was my follow-up.
no.
Okay. As soon as I make some more money and can afford more new couplers, we'll swap them out maybe. The business end of the hydraulics, I don't see as being a big issue. A lot of guys will put like a 45 coming off here to take some of the weight off of the quick coupler itself. I have the head rotated down quite a bit. You would be absolutely subsoiling. The head would be jammed into the dirt. We'll also show a picture with the head curled back, which would be, more normally how you'd, try to process material, at least driving straight through. This would be back dragging at a very severe angle. But for today, on a visual, I'll say I've seen worse. This is not set up too bad. Let's curl the mulcher in and kind of see how the hoses lay with the rest of the unit. So this is a more representative view of how the hydraulic hose routing will be for most of, at least my time, mulching, with the boom down, curled back, almost flat, and I could see maybe, a 22.5 degree. 45 actually might be a little on the aggressive side, and coming out straight with no bends, just like we were talking about, the least amount of bends in hydraulics is really what you want to strive for. It ain't bad. It's actually pretty well thought out how they have the hydraulics coming out of the hydraulic motor, nice and straight. Everything is long radiused. It actually had, a whole lot of thought put into that. Check out the hose routing. Nice, straight, slow bends right to the carrier.
If you change machine, it has to be retuned.
Okay.
You cannot just swap, If you go with another Takahashi, there's something wrong with your, I think you got an exhaust leak on this. Did you notice? Huh?
So yeah, there might be an exhaust leak with the new muffler on it.
Oh, you got a new muffler. That's why, because I heard a noise that I'm not used to hear. So that's why I had to mention it, yeah.
The tools and attachments that I use, that I like to find, that I like to source, that I like to do my due diligence on, that I like to interact with, are the companies that listen to end users, are the companies that'll incorporate some of my thoughts into their ideas. If everyone thinks the same, that's a definition of control. It's when we have new ideas or even differences that we come together and we start blending those ideas. That's how we get power. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Again, all the thoughts, opinions, and views, they're my own. I don't speak for any company. I don't have endorsements from any company. I don't have any discount codes for any company. I used my business's money to purchase this at fair market value from a dealer. Everything expressed here was for entertainment purposes. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If I said something wrong, be tasteful and tell me I'm wrong in the comments below. Perfectly fine. If you want to see my reasoning for choosing a Taki TL12 for forestry mulching, I got a video on that too. Again, for entertainment purposes, and I don't speak for Taki. Please be sure to watch that video. And if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe. Hey guys, I'm Justin. I'm just a guy out spending his hard-earned money, trying to explain why I spent my money where I did. My results may be different than yours. Your need, your business requirements, your personal requirements may be different than mine also. And everything's fine. I'm Justin. I'm the Bulldog. Cheers, guys. If you see me doing crazy things like this, you can too. Maybe make better decisions than me. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, guys.